If you had 30 minutes to hide from a nuclear blast, where would you go? The lady that used to do my taxes told me that her daughter and family were in Hawaii when the false alarm went out. They got into bed with their small children and watched kids' movies, waiting to die, but keeping the kids unaware and happy. This went on for some time. n.wikipedia.org. Oh God, did I miss something in the news today? No, not that I know of, just was playing Fallout and thought of that, haha. My man. Teresa, building at the college I work at that goes 80 feet underground and has 6-foot thick inward sloping concrete walls, will be in there. I'd always heard a basement of a library is good because books may absorb some radiation. Make sure you don't break your glasses. There was time now. It's just not fair. Lamau, this is perfect. Well, at least I have my books. I'd go outside and wait to die. I'm not gonna deal with that shit. Yeah. Anybody remember the firefighters from Chernobyl? I'll take vaporization over taking a week to melt into a flesh puddle, thank you very much. I'm sorry, what? What do I type to look this up, because that's caught my interest and wouldn't mind reading more on that. You might want to type Hisashi Ouchi on you to learn some more about nuclear damage and melting skin. That poor man. What doctors did to him, what essentially just torture. His cells were already dead. He was legitimately a living corpse. Subway system, sewer system. Underground basically. Edit, thanks for my most upvoted comment ever. You all make great points. I think it's really situational, depends on blast radius, distance, etc. Overall, not an easy thing to survive. Metro 2033 intensifies. Artyom. It's good to see you. Here's 3 bullets and a gas mask. That should be everything you could possibly need. Oh, and don't forget to collect filters everywhere you go. Or suffer. Man, I love the Metro series. I would find the nearest elementary school and hide under one of the desks. Anyway, that's what we were taught when I was in elementary school. And cover. To the liquor store, so I could hide from my problems the way I always do. My man. To bed for a 30-minute nap. Jack off and nap. Might as well make it a personal day. Like when everyone in Hawaii thought they were going to get hit by ballistic missiles. Edit, easily the most upvotes I've ever had. Thank you. Made my morning. Oh wow, I had completely forgotten. I would probably go to the bank and ask to go to where I stored valuables. Rob's bank put me and all the money in the vault, then shut the door. I am seeing a flaw in this plan. Hello? Anyone? Here we see the remains of an ancient humanoid, buried in an elaborate and secure vault with the many treasures of his life. This level of wealth suggests perhaps a local governor or even a pharaoh. We weren't aware of this level of class stratification in the Americas at that time, so this discovery throws new light on the political discombobulation of the early 20th century. Under the blankets, nothing can get you under there. Pretty easy, I would just go to my nearest bomb shelter. They are all over the place here in Finland and can house up to 4 million people, so more than enough room for the entire urban population. Every metro station also doubles as a bomb shelter, and I can walk to one of those within 10 minutes, so I would probably chill there. There are probably a bunch of shelters even closer to me though, but could be busy. You can actually walk across a lot of Helsinki center completely underground. I often do when it is raining. The underground network of tunnels is huge. And all bomb-proof. Finland actually has one of the most thorough civil defense programs in the world, e.g. in new development projects, property owners must include a civil defense shelter in buildings of at least 1,200 square meters. www.hel.fi Helsinki and Administration Service description. ID 4843. Finland got everything covered. Damn. Might have something to do with being a Western-aligned neighbor of the Soviet Union during that whole Cold War thing. Finland wasn't Western-aligned. They walked the very fine line between both sides and had to make various concessions to the Soviet Union in order to remain as independent as possible under the circumstances. As a result, political science now has a concept called Finlandization, which describes similar relationship between neighboring countries. The Eisenhower Tunnel on I-70 in Colorado, 1.7 miles long, unless it turns into Stephen King's The Stand. I'm in Colorado, so good to know. I just figured it'd go towards mountains, I guess. Sort of planless in this situation though. Going into the mountains is a great idea. There are a ton of USAF strategic assets in Colorado that would be prime targets for an enemy nuclear strike. A lot of our space capabilities are based there, as well as some nuclear assets, all of which I would expect to get hit, and none of them are really deep in the Rockies or anything. If you're within a mile or so of a strike, regardless of whether you're underground or not, you're ducked, so just going underground wouldn't cut it. Mountains provide a great shield to blast waves, though. And it's extremely hard to hit the valleys between them. You're basically in a global scaled trench. I'd go have a pint at the Winchester and wait for the whole thing to blow over. I'd probably climb up onto my roof with a lawn chair and a cold beer and watch everything go to shit. Can't watch once you're blinded by the initial blast. I'll bring sunglasses. You got me there. The afterlife. The nuclear blast won't be able to kill me if I kill myself first. I wonder how many people killed themselves as a result of the Hawaii incident in 2018. None that I could find, but one guy had a heart attack. I'm not within death radius of any place that could plausibly be nuked. Even if someone decided to go abso-duckingly nuts on us in Australia and sent 10 nukes at Melbourne, I can't see them hitting Frankston, Cranbourne and Mornington, the 3 closest semi-plausible targets. I'd shelter in place. I live about 15 minutes away from one of the largest Air Force bases in my entire country. If my country went to nuclear war, my house would definitely be destroyed. Yeah, I live less than a kilometer from the airport and in military-operated housing. Safe to say I'll be dead. Height? I ain't getting drafted for World War III. This bomb gonna send me. There would be no draft. World War III would be over in about 30 minutes. There is an old building near me that has a basement. I know what boards to move to get into the basement from the outside. It's the only building I know of within about 100 miles that is entirely reinforced brick masonry with a basement, and I'm sure I'd spend the apocalyptic event chatting with several homeless people who also know about the board. We'd all survive though. Right answer, this is how my mom's friend's son survived Hiroshima. He was taking a break in the basement when the bomb hit. His coworker classmate who was still outside was severely burned and later died. I saw some old civil defense stuff from the 50s that suggested doing the same thing. Edit, fix details. People survived less than 14 miles from Air Zero at Hiroshima just by being inside concrete structures, like the Bank of Japan building. The simple earthen shelters that dotted the city would have been adequate to save many lives, had the population not been desensitized to air raid warnings. How long did they have to stay inside? I have a bathroom in the basement with no windows where we could hide for a while. To avoid radiation poison? As long as humanly possible. Key is to shower and change clothes to get the initial fallout dust off you. I work at a nuclear pharmacy which has dosimeters, Geiger counters, potassium iodide tablets, radiac spray, pen lead, and the break room office is an extra vault that was made to house a particle accelerator, known as a cyclotron. I'm at work right now. So, assuming I'm safe from the initial blast radius, I'd probably go sit at my desk, scroll through Reddit and watch the world end. I would go buy all the frozen pizzas I could carry and head to the flavor zone. My reasoning is beyond your understanding. You mean my seasoning is beyond your understanding? Drive away from the blast. It should take less than 30 minutes to get out of the blast area. Not where I'm from. You'd get to the next set of bastard traffic lights. Traffic would be one way. Oh man, look what happens when they try to evacuate cities like Houston for a hurricane. It takes tens of hours to get out of the city.